Video games are allergic to the concept of historical accuracy. That's because they're interactive. It doesn't matter how meticulously researched they are, the moment you win a battle that was actually lost, you've strayed into what-if territory.
But who knows what the future holds for each of us.
Nonetheless, embalming yourself in the atmosphere of a time that passed long ago is one of gaming's great pleasures. Today, we're celebrating the developers who have gone to great lengths to capture a particular place and era, allowing us to walk ancient roads and soak up a new understanding of our ancestors. Or at least, wear samurai armour.
If we fight, Mongols win.
They already won.
Let's start with a slice of edutainment. The Oregon Trail began as a text adventure in the 1970s, designed to teach school children about the American pioneers. For many in the United States, it's one of the first games they ever played, and one of the toughest. Over the years, the Oregon Trail evolved into a brutal early roguelike, forcing players to make hard decisions as they navigated the trail. To survive the journey, they needed to ford rivers, manage food, and somehow avoid succumbing to the dysentery. It's a bleak but powerful formula. If you've ever played the Banner Saga, you'll have a fair idea of what to expect here, just with fewer horned giants. We'll stick with America for now, but leap forward exactly a century. Welcome to 1947 Los Angeles, the year the city became notorious for the Black Dahlia murder. That killing was wrapped up in the mythology of film noir, and the same is true of this game. It draws on the deep shadows and detective archetypes of the movie genre, yet it's also committed to recreating LA as it was.
Interesting combination, huh?
The LA Noire team relied on aerial photos taken by biplane in the 1920s. That way, they got a true sense of the city's locations and traffic patterns. The game's writer, meanwhile, trawled over 1,000 newspapers of the period. Their headlines served as inspiration for the cases you solve in the story. And to listen to this game's marvellous 40s jazz and blues soundtrack in all its glory, make sure you've got a pair of Astro A50Xs, which promises to deliver the highest levels of wireless audio performance.
Help you, gentlemen? LAPD detectives, Mr. Black. You're under arrest.
Brothers in Arms is set in the same decade, but finds Americans abroad. You play a soldier parachuting into northern France for the Allied invasion of Normandy. Like the makers of LA Noire, Gearbox leaned on real period photography, basing their levels on reconnaissance images from the war. They also hired military advisors, interviewed veterans, and fired actual weapons used during the conflict. Best of all is the tactics, which was developed with the help of retired US Army Colonel John Antle.
Damn fine job, Sarge. Damn fine.
Suppression and flanking maneuvers are the bread and butter of your squad controls, and you won't get anywhere in Brother in Arms without them.
Man, I thought I was a goner. Thanks for taking those things down. I figured I'd get skewered for sure.
For a broader strategic take on history, you want Crusader Kings 3. Set during the Middle Ages, this Paradox classic simulates the feudal systems, religions, and holy wars that shaped the world a millennium ago. More than that though, it embraces the social side of the struggles for power. Crusader Kings is about people, not countries. A single seduction could seal the fate of a realm, while losing your temper with a priest might come back to bite you when the Pope catches wind. It's true to a period in which the fate of entire states depended on the temperaments of a handful of kings and their wayward relatives. Think House of the Dragon, before they added the CG monsters.
Remember that, and your dynasty will rule this land through the ages.
Of course, you could always view the medieval age from a little closer to the ground. Kingdom Come Deliverance casts you as the son of a blacksmith in the Holy Roman Empire.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
After your village is burned down and your loved ones put to the sword, you join a resistance movement against the monarch responsible. Functionally, Kingdom Come is an accomplished RPG in the vein of The Witcher or Skyrim. but the backstory and prejudices that inform the way NPCs view you are rooted in real events. That lends Deliverance an air of authenticity rarely found in its genre.
Are you alright, sir?
Don't worry your mangy head about me, peasant. We'll see each other again soon enough. You can keep my bow. Its best years are behind it anyway.
I promise this is our last stop in the medieval period before stepping back into the time machine. We're now about 500 years on from Crusader Kings in a monastery town nestled among the Bavarian Alps. Obsidian usually makes RPGs, but Pentiment is more of a murder mystery, following the stabbing of a baron. Fallout New Vegas director Josh Sawyer had been waiting to make a historical game since the 90s. You can feel his enthusiasm for the setting infusing every aspect of Pentiment, from the scratchy, quill-written dialogue to the choice of your character's background. Where else might you specialise as a rapscallion who speaks in Latin to win arguments? Kick the time machine into reverse, would you? We're heading back to 13th century Japan. The Mongols are invading, and as a samurai defending the island of Tsushima, that's your problem. You travel around Sucker Punch's open world as a guerrilla fighter, surrounding yourself with historically accurate detail. From the bushiest-tailed fox to the most impressive statue, all were native to Japan at the time. Where the developer has deviated from reality, it's done so deliberately. A real samurai would never pirouette during combat, for instance. They didn't turn their backs on their enemies. But it looks cool, and that counts for a lot.
Jin, you're late.
You're impatient.
Finally comes a left-field entry from Minxworks, an indie studio that specialises in 20th century history. Jalopy finds you driving from Germany to Turkey after the fall of the Berlin Wall. It's your first trip beyond the Iron Curtain, across a political divide that has split your family into two. In order to get to Istanbul, you'll need to maintain a rundown old motor, based on the iconic Trabant cars associated with East Germany. As you source new carburetors from dealerships and mix oil for the engine, you develop a kind of affection for the old banger, even if it is a useless heap of junk. Now this list is history, already receding into the past alongside the samurai and the Black Dahlia. If you'd like to do this again, however, you can always subscribe to Logitech G and hit the bell. That way we can let you know once we've uploaded our next video. Ciao for now.
Just tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. Consider me part of the squad.